Hi, my name's Kim Hansol from North Korea, part of the Kim family. Here's my passport. Um, my father has been killed a few days ago. I'm currently with my mother and my sister, and we're very grateful to help. And we hope we hope this gets better soon.
Imagine living in hiding because your last name could get you killed. Kim Hansol, grandson of North Korea's founder, watched his father get publicly assassinated with a banned chemical weapon in 2017. Now he's vanished not by choice, but for survival. This is the story of a young man denied the most basic human right, the freedom to exist without fear. Today, you'll hear why a 29-year-old with no political ambitions became one of the world's most hunted individuals, simply because of the family he was born into. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. Together, we can be a voice for those who cannot speak. People say Kim Hansol is probably under CIA protection right now. North Korea experts think so too. There are stories about sightings near McLean, Virginia. 4 black bodyguards surrounding him. Someone tried to take a photo but got blocked. But is that really the case? Maybe it's too dangerous. Maybe he chose the quietest option instead. What if he secretly defected to South Korea, lives there under a different name? There's a reason people ask these questions. Kim Hansol's father, Kim Jong-nam, was publicly assassinated in February 2017, right in the middle of Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The whole world watched. It was almost like sending a message. So the question remains, if that's how his father died, could the son ever truly be safe? Where did Kim Hansol go? And, more importantly, why did he have to disappear? Kim Jong-nam was Kim Jong-il's eldest son. Being the firstborn in North Korea wasn't a blessing. It could be dangerous, especially in the Kim family. Born in May 1971, his mother was Song Hye-rim, a famous North Korean actress. But that relationship was never official. Kim Jong-il kept it secret. Song Hye-rim was sent to Russia right after giving birth, like she never existed. Kim Jong-nam grew up between Switzerland and Europe, got his education abroad, spoke multiple languages, knew internet culture. For that time, he was unusually cosmopolitan. Kim Jong-il had high hopes for his eldest son early on. By the mid-1990s, Kim Jong-nam began receiving successor training, worked at organizations directly under the National Defense Commission, climbed the ranks one by one. But fate crumbled faster than expected. May 2001, Narita Airport in Tokyo. A man gets arrested, carrying a forged Dominican Republic passport. He went by the name Pang Xiong. Japanese police quickly confirmed he was the son of North Korea's leader. He said he just wanted to visit Tokyo Disneyland, tried to sneak into Japan with his girlfriend, son and bodyguards to go to Disneyland. The fake passport got caught, made headlines worldwide. For the North Korean regime, this wasn't just a mishap. The image of Kim Jong-nam as irresponsible and reckless spread instantly. Kim Jong-il was reportedly furious. That incident marked the beginning of Kim Jong-nam's downfall. He disappeared from all official events in Pyongyang after that. His name, his position, everything went unofficial. Around 2009, a different name started circulating inside North Korea. Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong-il's third son, 12 years younger than Kim Jong-nam. But he was rapidly consolidating his position within the power structure. Kim Jong-il personally selected him. By 2010, Kim Jong-un took the position of vice chairman of the military commission. The succession structure was essentially locked in. After Kim Jong-il's death, he naturally ascended to supreme leader. By then, Kim Jong-nam was already living a life close to exile, moving between China and Macau. No official political activity, just living quietly with his family. But to the North Korean regime, Kim Jong-nam wasn't just a civilian. He was still Kim Jong-il's eldest son. He had once been first in line for succession. Inside the system, he remained a potential threat. Looking back now, everything seemed predetermined. The eldest son pushed aside, the son of a concubine seizing power. The same pattern repeated countless times in the Joseon dynasty, now playing out in 21st century North Korea. And another name born from that process, Kim Hansol, son of a father who was eliminated first. From birth, he became a dangerous existence. The user prompt is empty. so I cannot determine the primary language. However, based on the thinking block alone, here is my summary. Refined translation approach for Korean to English conversion. This is going well. I'm breaking up the long Korean sentences into shorter, punchier English ones, using more direct language, avoiding overly dramatic expressions. Let me continue with the next section about Kim. Hansol's childhood and education. Kim Hansol was born in 1995 in Pyongyang, the North Korean capital. But he didn't stay long. After a few years, the family moved to Macau. He visited North Korea several times after that, but only during summers to see relatives. His childhood was intensely isolated. He said it himself, "I had to stay under the radar." He had almost no friends from North Korea. His friends were all from other countries, Macau, the United States, South Korea. His grandfather was Kim Il-sung, a very special leader in North Korea. But that fact actually made Kim Hansol feel more isolated growing up there. Learning that he could hang out with other kids, play with peers, live without problems. It was a positive shock in some ways. The school he attended in Macau had students from the United States and South Korea, countries that had long been in conflict and tension with North Korea. Yet they became really good friends. That sparked his curiosity, made him want to take the next step. That's why he decided to attend United World College later. Did his parents support this opportunity? No, it was actually his own idea. During the summer before his last year in Macau, he felt like leaving, wanted to experience something new somewhere else. A friend showed him a United World College brochure. That's where it started. He submitted an application, went through all the procedures. The journey began. United World College brought together students from around the world. Kim Hansol's roommate was from Libya. When the Libyan revolution happened, his friend was passionate. Told him so many stories. What he did during the revolution. How he saw a different Libya when he returned home. The transformation from old Libya to new Libya. Kim Hansol found it fascinating. The school's multiculturalism and classroom diversity made it easier for students to discuss topics deeply, share opinions on various subjects. Different viewpoints existed, but diversity helped them reach common understanding. Even in history class, dealing with historical topics, controversial parts existed. But after discussing different perspectives, they could reach shared understanding. He said he was happy during those days. The food was good. People were kind. But at the same time, he was constantly surrounded by media attention. When he applied for a visa, the media reported it first. His visa application got delayed. Had to do more paperwork before finally receiving it. The travel process was intense because of media interest. The endless camera flashes, he'd never experienced that before. Really uncomfortable at first. Looking back now, the name Kim Hansol was already a political entity. He probably just wanted to live normally, hang out with friends, study, dream about the future, be an ordinary young man. But his last name, his bloodline, who his grandfather was, that alone made him someone who could never go back. The name Kim Hansol was a heavy burden in itself. In 2012, a Finnish TV station interviewed Kim Hansol. What he said then seemed like common sense to us. But in the North Korean system, it meant something entirely different. Asked what he thought of his uncle Kim Jong Un, he answered, "I've never actually met them, so I'm not sure how he became a dictator." Dictator. He called Kim Jong Un a dictator, unimaginable in North Korea, a direct descendant of the Kim dynasty, publicly calling the current leader a dictator, in front of foreign media, no less. Kim Hansol also said this, "I've always dreamed of going back someday, to make things better, to help the people there live more comfortably." His wish to improve North Koreans' lives, his hope for better inter-Korean relations. Sounds like ordinary wishes to us. But from the North Korean regime's perspective, it was system criticism, a challenge. Same when he talked about his school experience. Because diversity exists in our classroom, for example, when we deal with historical topics in history class, there are controversial aspects, but after discussing different perspectives, we can reach common understanding. If you can find something from various perspectives on the same historical event, you can get quite close to the truth. You shouldn't just believe one story. Every story contains some truth and some completely wrong parts. When diverse opinions are discussed together, that's when you get shared understanding. These thoughts were at the core of discussion. Multiculturalism and peace education. Kim Hansol also said, Most things causing social division today are because of issues like politics. These issues are causing many problems in many places today. For example, between North and South Korea. He mentioned that a new student from South Korea would arrive next year. Said it would be really interesting. When we hear these statements, they just sound like thoughts from an open-minded young man. But what did the North Korean regime think when they saw this interview? Kim Il-sung's great-grandson, Kim Jong-il's grandson, criticizing the system, talking about inter-Korean reconciliation, discussing the need for diverse perspectives. This wasn't just personal opinion. A living alternative possibility was speaking. Looking back now, what Kim Hansol said in that interview was so ordinary. Any young person raised in a democratic society could say those things. But that was the problem. Kim Hansol couldn't live an ordinary life. Even ordinary words became dangerous messages, given his position. His voice was already a threat in itself. February 13, 2012, Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysia. Around 9 in the morning, Kim Jong-nam walked into the arrival hall wearing a black jacket. He was Kim Jong-un's half-brother, once considered Kim Jong-il's potential successor, but now completely removed from power's shadow, living quietly in Macau. He came to the airport that day to return to Macau. Already checked in, had some time before boarding, wandering around the terminal. But just minutes later, the incident unfolded in a completely unexpected way. Two women followed him, Siti Aisyah from Indonesia and Doan Thi Huong from Vietnam. They suddenly smeared something on Kim Jong-nam's face and ran. The entire scene was captured clearly on airport CCTV. The whole thing took just seconds. Kim Jong-nam clutched his face, staggered, called for help. Security personnel immediately took him to the medical office, but his heart stopped just 20 minutes after arrival. What killed Kim Jong-nam wasn't a gun or knife. It was VX nerve agent, a chemical weapon. Malaysian authorities launched an investigation right after the incident. Days later, Kim Jong-nam's identity was officially confirmed. The incident shocked the world. North Korea's supreme leader's brother, poisoned to death in the middle of a foreign airport. VX is the most lethal nerve agent humans have created. Just a few milligrams can kill an adult. The moment it touches skin, it paralyzes the nervous system, stops respiratory muscles, leads to death by asphyxiation within 5 minutes. Nearly colorless and odorless. Victims don't even realize they've been exposed to lethal poison. VX was completely banned under the 1993 Chemical Weapons Convention. Impossible to access except through state-level manufacturing and control. Experts focused on how calculated this assassination was. Malaysia was a country Kim Jong-nam often visited. North Korea exploited that. They apparently even had information that he'd be traveling alone at the airport. He usually traveled with bodyguards. But not that day. The VX was used by keeping two chemical substances separate, then having them react when applied to his face. This wasn't simple poisoning. It was highly sophisticated chemical weapons deployment, even calculated to prevent the attackers from getting contaminated through skin contact methods. According to the National Intelligence Service, since Kim Jong Un took power in 2011, eliminating Kim Jong-nam was a standing order. Constant execution command. Kim Jong-nam was known to have no political ambitions, but just being alive was a threat. And finally, that order became reality. Looking back now, that assassination wasn't simply killing a brother. It was a ritual to complete power. A performance. The title of Kim Jong-il's eldest son. That alone could threaten the legitimacy of Kim Jong-un's regime, the only remaining symbol. And that death left a clear message for Kim Hansol. If living quietly could still get you killed, then living openly wasn't an option. Right after his father's death, Kim Hansol vanished. Like he'd evaporated. No media, no official records could confirm his whereabouts. His name, residence, daily life all erased. This wasn't escape. It was choosing to minimize existence. March 2017, a video suddenly appeared. Black background. An old desk. A young man appeared. In fluent English, he said, "I lost my father. Thank you. My family and I are safe." His name was Kim Hansol, but the video revealed nothing about location, time, or who helped them. Only one thing appeared at the end. An organization name. Cheolima Civil Defense, later known as Free Joseon. This organization claimed to rescue North Korean dissidents and help defections. Kim Hansol also left Macau with their help, supposedly hiding somewhere in Europe. Some suggested this organization might be cooperating with the CIA or Western intelligence agencies. Kim Hansol's movement route involved multiple countries: the United States, the Netherlands, China, Taiwan. Analysis indicated an unprecedented level of protection operation. Free Joseon raided the North Korean embassy in Spain in 2019, tied up embassy staff, stayed in the embassy for about 4 hours, stole several computers, fled in vehicles. Because of this incident, Free Joseon's leaders Adrian Hong and Christopher An are still wanted in the United States. But they reportedly reached a confidentiality agreement with the FBI, shared extremely important information, handed over all computers and phones stolen from the North Korean embassy to the FBI. There's even a theory that the information they provided caused the 2019 Hanoi North Korea-US summit to collapse. Right after Kim Jong-nam's assassination, Malaysian authorities publicly announced for family to claim his belongings, about $150,000 in cash. But Kim Hansol never appeared. The phone and laptop were already gone. Only cash remained. Some suspected it might be a trap. Perhaps they were waiting for Kim Hansol to appear so they could eliminate him too. He's likely still alive somewhere in the world. But complete silence is maintained about his location, identity, current situation, because the North Korean regime could threaten him any time. Since then, no message threatening Kim Jong-un's regime has come out in his name. He became a perfectly vanished existence. Looking back now, Kim Hansol's choice made sense. His father was assassinated like a public execution in the middle of an airport. The same standing order had been issued for him. If appearing meant death, disappearing was the only survival. He didn't run away. He erased his name to live. The most credible theory about Kim Hansol's whereabouts is that he's under CIA protection. Experts see this as most likely. Stories emerged about Kim Hansol being spotted near McLean, Virginia, supposedly seen at Five Guys Burgers. 4 black bodyguards surrounding him. When someone tried to take a photo, the bodyguards blocked it. What's in McLean? CIA headquarters. So the most credible theory so far is that he's under American protection. The U.S. always maintains leverage with North Korea, keeps cards ready to play whenever something comes up. Kim Hansol might be one of those hidden trump cards. After his father's death, his assassination, someone rescued him within 3 days, held a press conference and everything. Experts say Cheolima Civil Defense Free Joseon alone couldn't pull that off. Obviously, American intelligence agencies were involved. That's why he's probably in a safe place, planning something. Kim Jong-nam actually may have contacted a CIA agent just days before his assassination in February 2017. A cash bundle worth over $100,000 was found on him, possibly payment for providing information. So Kim Jong-nam wasn't just a brother. From Kim Jong-un's regime perspective, he was an insider who could become a whistleblower anytime. Same with Kim Hansol. But is America really the safest place? Intelligence agency protection is strong, but the moment existence itself is revealed, danger grows too. Being spotted in McLean means the location was already exposed. Plus, America is positioned to use Kim Hansol as a negotiation card with North Korea anytime. Being protected also means possibly being exploited. From Kim Jong-un's perspective, just knowing Kim Hansol is in America must be incredibly stressful. America could use Kim Hansol to shake the North Korean regime's legitimacy any time. If a crisis situation occurs, America could put Kim Hansol forward to establish a transitional government. Bloodline of the Kim dynasty, but someone who understands democracy. A symbolic figure North Korean people could accept. Looking back now, the CIA protection theory is most credible. But maybe that's not everything. The fact that this rumor spread so widely is itself suspicious. If they really wanted to protect Kim Hansol, would they let rumors spread like this? Maybe the real hiding place is somewhere we never imagined. And one of those possibilities might be the closest place of all. Let me ask a question here. Is Kim Hansol really only in America? Or was there another option? There's a story quietly circulating among experts. The possibility of defecting to South Korea? Not stating it as fact. Just speculation. But think about it. Maybe the closest place is the safest place? Language, culture, emotionally the most natural place. Kim Hansol speaks Korean, familiar with Korean culture. Hung out with Korean friends at United World College. Publicly said he hoped for improved inter-Korean relations. Korea wasn't a strange place to him. It was familiar. Politically, South Korea is positioned to quietly protect Kim Hansol, secretly defecting to live under a different name, different identity that's entirely reasonable. Less conspicuous than America, yet safely protected. Plus, being closest to North Korea, maybe even Kim Jong Un wouldn't imagine it. Considering the precedent of Kim Jong-nam being publicly eliminated, Kim Hansol hiding more thoroughly makes sense. After witnessing that public assassination at the Malaysian airport, what choice did he make? Maybe hiding in the most unexpected place felt safer than running far away? For the South Korean government, Kim Hansol could be an important figure, a symbolic existence who could serve as a bridge for inter-Korean integration during a crisis. Legitimate lineage of the Kim dynasty, but experienced democracy. Criticized the North Korean system, a figure with bloodline North Korean people could accept, yet oriented toward reform and opening. Of course, all this is just speculation, not confirmed facts, but the possibility remains open. Wherever Kim Hansol is, what matters is that he's alive. And that existence itself is anxiety for Kim Jong-un's regime. Free Joseon's Christopher An and Adrian Hong have been to Korea. They have networks with North Korea, connected with South Korea's defector community. They're an anti-North organization operating with America, but they've actually taken action. The possibility they brought Kim Hansol to Korea can't be ruled out. Looking back now, maybe we've been searching too far away. The most dangerous place is the safest place. The closest place could be the farthest place. The thought that Kim Hansol might be somewhere in Korea right now, breathing under the same sky as us. That's more than just speculation. It could be hope. Kim Jong-un's health problems keep coming up. Obesity, high blood pressure, excessive food, lack of exercise, stress. Experts remind us that Joseon dynasty kings averaged less than 50 years of life. Even with cutting-edge medical technology, it's hard to live long without changing fundamental lifestyle habits. The Kim Jong-un successor theory is also shaking. Her appearance during the 2024 Beijing visit didn't meet expectations. At the banquet, she carelessly drank Mao Tai liquor. When reporters swarmed, she panicked and ran. On October 10th, Party Founding Day celebration, she didn't show up at all. Experts assert Kim Jong-un is not the successor. Kim Jong-un surely has a son, just too young to reveal yet. North Korea's power structure is unstable. Kim Jong-un tries to complete fourth-generation succession, but experts predict collapse before reaching the fourth generation. Like the Goryeo dynasty's Choi military regime collapsed during fourth-generation succession, the Kim dynasty will follow the same path. And amid all this instability, Kim Hansol still hasn't appeared. But his name hasn't disappeared. He hasn't moved to seize power, but he remains a figure who might become necessary. If something happens to Kim Jong-un, if a crisis situation occurs, if the North Korean system shakes, people will naturally think of that name. Kim Hansol, son of Kim Jong-il's eldest son, Kim Jong-nam. Legitimate lineage of the Kim dynasty. But he criticized dictatorship, experienced democracy, wanted peace. A figure who could be hope for North Korean people. An alternative for the international community. The greatest threat to Kim Jong-un. North Korea experts say the moment Kim Hansol appears will be the moment Kim Jong-un's regime ends. That's why Kim Jong-un will definitely try to eliminate him. Kim Hansol must keep hiding to survive. The standing order remains active. But here's something strange. Over 7 years since Kim Hansol disappeared, people still remember him. A name that remains stronger because it hasn't appeared. A possibility more threatening because it doesn't exist. That's the weight of the name Kim Hansol. Looking back now, maybe where Kim Hansol is doesn't matter. The possibility that he's alive. The fact that his name is still discussed, that itself is anxiety for Kim Jong-un's regime. Whether he'll appear someday or remain a shadow forever, nobody knows. But one thing is certain. His story isn't over yet. And we might see its conclusion someday. What do you think? Where do you think Kim Hansol is now? America? Or somewhere else we can't imagine? Will the day come when he steps into the forefront of history? Please share your thoughts in the comments. If today's story was helpful, please subscribe and like. I'll continue bringing you stories about North Korea we didn't know. Hidden figures in the history of division. Thank you for staying with me this long.